Congressman?
Thank you, Susan, and I do want to congratulate the governor on action which is consistent with the belief that the right to vote is a right. It's not a privilege. We have Republicans who at every opportunity are trying to deny people the right to vote, are trying to suppress the vote, and the prohibition against voting for those convicted of a felony is over 100 years old in Virginia, and it was part of a package, a constitutional package that included the poll tax and literacy test. And if anybody had any question about what the intent of those provisions, what the intent was, we found a quote from Carter Glass, then a Virginia state senator, saying that the provisions would, quote, eliminate the darky as a political factor in this state in less than 5 years, so that in no single county in the Commonwealth will there be the least concern felt for the complete supremacy of the white race in affairs of government. I mean, that was the intent, and it worked. In 2010, 20% of the state's voting age African-American population could not vote as a result of felony disenfranchisement. And so we have that 20% cannot participate in the policies like trying more juveniles as adults, which would inflict a felony conviction on juveniles before they can even register to vote. Those policies you ought to have the right to participate in, but 20%, because of this provision, can't do it. I understand that the Republicans want to call a special session to review the governor's authority to do this. If they've read the Constitution, they know that a challenge about the authority, they can question the policy, but the authority, any question about the authority is absolutely absurd. He clearly has the authority, but if they want to investigate something, they ought to investigate whether or not the felony disenfranchisement was illegal to begin with under Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act. That would be something to look into. But we need to congratulate the governor. His policy is consistent with just about every other state in the union. There's nothing unusual about people being able to vote after they have paid their debt to society. And so we have to congratulate the governor for expanding voting rights in the face of the other party that wants to restrict at every opportunity the right to vote, either deny it outright or come up with ideas and schemes that suppress the vote in such a way that you know that people won't complete the process and add barriers to access to the ballot, so that although you're not denying any particular person the vote, you know that it will suppress the overall turnout. And so I want to recognize a distinguished senator from Henrico County, Don McEachin, who will talk at this time. Don?